Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'll be showing you how to draft a three-part corset, and this is another method. So to begin, I've already gone ahead um to draw a shoulder line, as you can see. So from there I'll just take my horizontal measurements. So I'll take my bust point 10 inches, under bust 13 and 17 inches for my waist, and I'll just go ahead and connect these dots that I just took with my ruler. So after connecting your dots together like this, the next thing you'll be doing is to take your shoulder measurement, which is your shoulder divided by 2. In my own case it was 7 inches, so I've gone ahead to place 7 inches, and then from my bust point, this line here, I'll be going up by 2 inches. So I went up by 2 inches and I'll just connect the dots together, and this will be our chest line. So I'll just go ahead and label this shoulder, chest, bust point, under bust and waist line. So next thing I'll be doing is that 7 inches I took earlier on, I'll be drawing a straight line down to my chest line. So like this, I will just draw the line straight. After doing that, I'll just go ahead and use my hands to make my armhole curve. We don't really need this part, but it will just serve as a guideline for this particular corset. So after doing this, the next thing you do is I went ahead to take 3 inches for my neck width. So I went ahead to take 3 inches for my neck width, and I'll just go ahead and make my neckline like with my curve roll. So after doing that, this is what it looks like, and the next thing I'll be doing is to be imputing my bust span measurement, which is 3.5 inches. So I'll be taking that on my bust line, under bust line and on my waistline. So I'll just go ahead and mark 3.5 inches. So you divide your bust span measurement. Mine is 7 divided by 2 is 3.5 inches. So you just take whatever thing you have down from your bust line down to your waistline, and I'll go ahead and connect this in my ruler. So after doing this, the next thing I'll be doing is on my shoulder line here, so I'll first of all come down by 1 inches on my bust line, as you see me doing like this. So I came down by 1 inches from my bust line, and on the waistline I will take half inch on both sides. So you take half inch here and half inch on the other side as well. So after doing this, I'll go ahead and connect these dots together. So this is what we have after I was done connecting dots together. So the next thing I'll be doing is on my shoulder line, I'll measure what I have there like this. You measure what you have here, and then you'll be dividing that by 2 inches. So I'll just measure it and I'll go ahead and divide it. So in my own case I have 4 inches. I hope you can see it, guys. So this is 4 inches, and I'll divide that by 2, which by 2 years, and that will give us 2 inches. So I'll go ahead and connect that to my bust line. So you just make a straight line down to your bust line from the 2 inches. And this is what I have, guys. So next thing I'll do is to measure what I have between my bust measurement and my under bust, like this. So you just measure it, and in my own case I have 3 inches. So I'll just take that 3 inches round like this. If you don't understand this part, please watch my previous video. I think I have a detailed video on this particular part. So this is what we have after I was done drawing the cycle. You can see. So on this under bust line, what I will do now is to take half inch on both sides, irrespective of what we have here already. So you just go ahead and take half inch on both sides on the under bust line. So after taking the half inches on both sides, you just connect it down to your waist line, just as you see me doing. And guys, this is what we have. This is how it looks like. So next thing I'll be doing now is to just connect the dots together. From my bust point, I'll just connect that line together as you see me doing. So just go ahead and connect it together. And this is what we have. So the next thing I'll be doing now is to measure what I have there, yeah, as you see me placing my tape. So you measure what you have there, and you go ahead and use it. We'll use that at the top. So on that point, I had 1.5 inches. 1.5 inches. So what I'll do now is to put the 1 inches on the right side, that is the side, that the armhole side, and the half inches will be going towards the center front side of our pattern paper, that is the left hand side. From my view, the left hand side. So this is what I'm doing now. So you'll be placing your mark on that dotted line, that cycle you took earlier on the dotted line, like this. So that is where you'll be taking your mark. So you can see that I've gone ahead to mark half inches on this side, and I'll just connect that to my bust line like this. And on this other part I took 1 inches, and I'll also go ahead and connect it to my bust point. So after connecting it, this is what I have. And then I'll take 1/4 inch on both sides. This is just to avoid gaping in our corset dress. So I'll just go ahead and remove take 1/4 inch on both sides to avoid gaping on our corset. So this is what we have now, and I'll just go ahead and connect our new dotted lines to the bust line. So this is what we have, guys. So I'll just go ahead and cancel the former one, so we are not making use of this one, we are not making use of the other one also. So this is what we have. So after doing this now, the next thing I'll be doing now is to um determine where I want my cup to start from. This depends on how much cleavage you want to show. So in my own case, I'll be coming down by half an inch from the chest line. You can come lower than, you can use 1 inches, you can come lower 2 inches, depending on what you want, and you can go higher. You can also maintain your chest line, depends on what you want. So I just came down by half inches, and on that half inches I went in by half inches again, like this, and I'll just connect that with my ruler, like this, and this is what we have. So the next thing I'll do now is to go ahead and start creating our cups. So when creating your cups, please do not mind the dotted line. So I'll connect those dots together. This one, I'll connect it to this other one, like so, and I'll be using my free hand to do this. Guys, I'm sorry for my voice, I've not been feeling so well lately. So just go ahead and connect it like this. So this is what we have, and the next thing I'll be doing is connect from that point down to this point, like so, down to this point. So that is what I'll be doing now. I'll go ahead and use my free hand to also connect this. And this is what we have, guys. So you can see what we have. So one part of our cup is ready. So to create the other cup, I'll measure what I have in this my armhole area, there, this place, and I'll measure what I have there, and I'll go ahead and divide it by 2. So in my own case, I had 1 inches. So dividing 1 inches by 2 will make it half inches. So this is half inches. So I'll be coming down by half inches. So I'll just make a mark there. That is after dividing it by 2. And then on that dotted line that I took there, I'll come down by half an inch. Like this. And I'll just go ahead and make a straight line. So I'll go ahead and connect it and make our cup also for the second part. So I'll connect this part down to that part. Just watch what I'm doing if you don't understand, guys. So this is what we have, and then I'll go ahead and connect these other dots to meet that underbust dot, like this. So guys, you can see that our 2 parts of the cups are ready. This is what it looks like, guys. And then after you must have done this, we are almost done with our pattern drafting. So the next thing we'll be doing, because it's a 3-part corset, we'll go ahead and make this 3 part. So what we'll do is I'll be taking 2 inches from that my from the cups. I'm taking 2 inches. You can take 1 inches, you can use 3 inches depending on how you want the shape of the cup to be. So for me, I'll be using 2 inches, but have it at the back of your mind that whatever thing you take here, you will be adding half inch at the middle. So here now I'll be taking 2.5 inches. That is what I mean. So I'll also take 2.5 inches like this, and on the other part of the cup I'll go ahead and take 2 inches on this part also. So you just be adding half inches at the middle. So after doing that, I'll go ahead and connect the dotted lines together using my free hand. So this is what we have, and I'll just label this as 1 1 2 3. And I'm making this arrow to indicate that that is the center front and this is the side front. Center front and the other side is the side front. No, you understand why I am doing all of this when I'm sewing in my actual fabric. You understand why I made those arrows. So now we are done with our, oh, I forgot. So that we'll just go ahead and place our measurements. So I'm measuring my bust measurement. So I'll be placing that on my chest line. That is my round bust circumference divided by 4. And I'll place that and I'll measure what I have there and I'll replace it also. And I'll go ahead and add 1.5 inches for seam allowance, or rather stitching allowance. So after doing that, I'll go down to my waistline and also put my waist, my underround, my underround waist measurement, and I'll divide that by 4. I'll check what I have here. I'll replace that and also add my 1.5 inch seam allowance. And after doing that, I'll connect the dots together. So when you are connecting these dots, please, you don't connect it to that line that I cancelled. You connect it to the other one that we made earlier. I hope you understand, guys. I'm really sorry for my voice. So this is what we have. So you can see where I stopped my, it did not reach that chest line. I don't know if you understand, but just watch it. So the next thing I'll do now, I'll just go ahead and cut this out. So just take your time when you are cutting this out so you won't ruin your pattern. So just take your time and cut it out. So I'll go ahead and cut out the cups now. Corset pattern can be really tricky, so just choose a pattern that works for you. You don't have to do all this pattern. There are different patterns of corset, so you just pick the one that works for you. So this is what we have, guys. after I was done cutting. So what we'll do now is to join this first one together. So you can see I'm making these arrows. I know why I'm making all these arrows, but when I'm sewing I will explain better. So this the number one, we just need one piece. So I'll go ahead and use my tape, marking tape, to hold this together. So after doing that, I'll go ahead and trace it out on another pattern paper and I'll cut it out. So I'm just trying to hold it down. So this is what we have. So I'll go ahead and cut out a pattern paper and trace it out. So I'll just use my pin to secure it before tracing it out. So this is what I mean. So I'll just use my marker now to trace it out. After doing that, I'll go ahead and cut it off. So this is what we have. I'll just go ahead to remove the upper one. So this is what we have, and I'll go ahead and make the same arrows that I made. So our pattern, front pattern, is ready, and this is what it looks like, guys. You can see what we have here. So that arrow is just indicating part, I don't know, but when I'm sewing I'm sure you understand better. So this is what we have for the front pattern, guys. You can see how beautiful this is. So we'll go ahead and draft our back pattern. So for the back pattern, as you can see, in my pattern paper, and I've gone ahead to just make a straight line because the pattern paper was not straight. So I'm gonna ahead to draw a straight line, and I'll just go ahead and place my side front on it like this. So I'll just use my marking tape to hold this down. So I'm just trying to put it in place, guys. So just to secure it on your pattern paper. So remember we took 1 inches at the waistline. If you can remember, we took half inch, making 1 inches. So that is 1 inches I just marked there, and from that 1 inches I'll go ahead and place the center front like this, and I'll also use my marking tape to hold this down. So I'm still trying to secure this down. Yeah, so we have it now. So the next thing I'll do is I'll just carefully trace what I have here, as you see me doing, like so. So you just trace it, trace the top, a little bit of the top, you trace the side, and that is that. So you can see I'm also tracing the center front at the top and at this other side. So this is what we have, guys, after I was done tracing this out. So in case you want zipper allowance, but for me I'll be making use of a loop. So if you want a zipper allowance, all you need to do is to measure your zip allowance, just as you see me doing like this. That is if you want a zipper on your top instead of a loop. So I'm just showing you guys, but I'm not making use of this, so I'll be cutting it out. So if you want a zipper allowance, so you just measure what you, from your center front, you go ahead and measure what you want to use as your zipper allowance. So this is what it looks like. So now I'll go ahead and cut this out, and because I'm not making use of a zipper, I'll also cut out the zipper allowance. I hope you understand, guys. So I'm just trying to cut it out. So guys, I just remember that I was not supposed to cut this part out, but it's all good. So what I'll do now is to cut out this part like this. I'll just go ahead and cut it out. So I'm not making use of a zipper. So this is what we have now. So the next thing I'll be doing now is I'll just go ahead and remove the papers like this, so that we can finish the back bodies. So what I'll do now is to connect those dots together. You know where we got it from now, is from the pattern. And just watch what I'm doing, guys. So I'll just connect it together. So now, because I don't want my back to be straight, I don't want it straight, I want it a little bit curvy. So I came down by 1 inches, and I'll just go ahead and connect that to the side front like this. So just go ahead and connect, and so this is what we have after I was done connecting it. And we don't need that one again. So next I'll be doing is I'll input my nipple to nipple measurement, that is 3.5 inches, and I'll take 1/2 inches on both sides, after which I'll connect it together like this. So this is what we have, and I'll just go ahead and cut this out. So this is our back pattern. You can see this is what our back pattern, this is what we have. And then I'll just go ahead and cut one side of our dart, and I'll place the other one on it like this, and just hold it down with my masking tape. So after holding it down like this, this is all for our back pattern. This is what it looks like, guys. And this is our front pattern. You can see what it look like.
So you'll be adding half-inch allowance on all these pattern when you are cutting on your actual fabric. I'll show you how to do that in my next video. So this is the African print I'll be making use of. I actually bought this material for something else, but I decided to just cut a little bit pieces from it. So this is the lining. So thank you guys for watching this video today. Please do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel, and please stay tuned for the next video, that is the making of this corset top.